All right. My next guest will be facing William Knight on April the 16th at UFC Fight Night 206. And of course, it is Devin Clark on the show. Devin, how you doing?
Oh, doing good. Thanks for having me on again.
Nice to talk to you as always. And we talked a little bit here before we went live, and this fight really came out of nowhere. So just tell me how it all came about on your end.
Well, I was supposed to fight a Russian guy, and he had visa issues again. It was the second time I was lined up against him. Second time he had visa issues. Then they called William Knight. So last week. So on 2 weeks' notice, he took the fight, but he wasn't able to do it at light heavyweight because of the short notice. So it's heavyweight now.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, that's exciting, though. I mean, trying out the waters at a new weight class. What are you walking around at these days?
I'm 230 right now.
Whew, man, that I can't even imagine what it's like to make that cut down there for some of you guys because you get so big. Is heavyweight in your future, or do you feel like 205 is still, your moneymaker?
I still have some stuff I want to accomplish at 205, but I'm only getting older and filling out day by day. So I'm at some point, I think heavyweight's definitely there. When I'm outside of camp, I'm usually about 240, 245. So it'd be easy transition turning that walking around weight into actual competition weight.
Yeah, no doubt. And obviously, I think it goes without saying, you feel very comfortable in your skill set. If you do make that move to heavyweight down the line, that's something that you feel like you compete very well at in the UFC.
Yeah, I think so. I've always had plenty of power and strength and speed. So that's going to be the difference maker at heavyweight, is having that little bit of extra speed. I might be undersized at some time, sometimes these guys that cut to 265, but it's nothing I haven't seen before. I've trained with big fellas before, and I'm training in Denver now, training a little bit with Blaydes. So it would definitely be a transition I have to work up to. This time it's all right because William Knight, he's also light heavyweight, so it's not like I'm fighting one of those guys that's pushing the limit there.
Don't you think it would make sense for the UFC eventually to implement a cruiserweight division 225? Because when you go from light heavyweight to heavyweight, 205 all the way up to 265, it's quite a weight difference. It just would make sense to have another weight class in there.
Yeah, it's a huge gap. I think 225 would be perfect, and I probably would already be fighting at it. So.
Yeah, well, hopefully the UFC can make that weight class come to fruition at some point. Let's talk about camp. You're talking about you're in Denver right now. You got Blaydes with you. When did this come about? Is this something where you're going to stay out there permanently moving forward?
Yeah, this is my new camp, my new home. I was at Jackson Link before, and I just needed a change. Try some different things out and trying to, get back to my style and stuff like that. Just kind of, and it's also closer for me from back home because I'm still living in South Dakota. But yeah, it's been a good change. Working with Coach Vinny Lopez and Cody Donovan, and they're bringing out stuff in me that I kind of forgot I had. So it's been a good experience so far.
Can you expand on that a little bit? What are they bringing out in you?
Oh, just getting back to my fundamentals of my wrestling and my control game and being able to grind people. We're still getting better with the striking and stuff like that, but it's coming from a different. It's in a different manner. We're kind of setting stuff up a little more for my game.
Okay. Talk about Blaydes a little bit. I mean, geez, having him to train with day to day, that's got to just level you up 1,000%. What is it like having him around?
Oh, he's a big boy. He's a big boy, big and strong, and it's always fun to go with him. And he's very dedicated. And he's also come a long ways. He started as a wrestler as well. And it's been definitely a good look, and just seeing different bodies.
What was your overall takeaway of his last win? Very impressive win over Daukaus. I imagine maybe a title shot could be right in the near future for him.
It's a very motivating win that he had. He went out there and didn't wrestle at all and knocked the dude out when he wasn't supposed to. So, congrats to him. That was an amazing performance. And that just shows the dedication that he's been putting in, getting better, and just showing all of his skills.
For sure. Was there anything that happened at Jackson Wink that made you want to make this transition to your new gym, or was it just time for a change?
It's pretty much just time for a change. There's kind of a lot going on there at the time too. So I kind of wanted to take myself out of that as well. But the main reason was just to better myself. Okay.
And I have to ask you, do you still keep in touch with Jon Jones, and what do you think he's going to be doing at heavyweight when he ultimately does make his heavyweight debut?
Yeah, I still talk to him a little bit, and I think he's going to do great. He's got the size, he's got the skill, the knowledge, more than a lot of people. So I think he'll make the adjustment just fine. He's definitely been putting the work in for a while now to move up to heavyweight. So he's definitely engaged in it, and can't wait to see him compete.
And he looks huge. Do you know what he's walking around at?
I don't know what he's at right now, but he definitely does look big. He's been big for a little bit.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him back in action. It's been far too long. I got to recap your last fight, September 2021, that loss to Cutelaba. What's the takeaway from that one, man?
Just making a few adjustments and staying positive about it. I got hurt in that fight, and that's one of the biggest takeaways is I thought I knew how to fight hurt, which I did. I fought just fine hurt. I survived. But focusing on winning while you're hurt. If you get hurt, how can you win? And that wasn't in my mind in that fight. It was a little more survival. So yeah, a few lessons taken out of there, but he's a good fighter, and it wasn't my night. So
is that one that you're hoping you get a chance to run back down the line?
Yeah, hopefully I get to run all of them back. All of my losses, they're all, top guys. Most of them are top 15. So I'd like a chance at any of them.
Now your fight, UFC Fight Night 206 at the Apex in Las Vegas. Who will be in your corner come fight night?
My dad, of course, then my new coach, Vinny Lopez, and Cody Donovan.
And let's break down the William Knight matchup. Really interesting matchup. As you said earlier, Devin, this guy, he's a 205er as well. He's coming off a UD loss to Maxime Grisham. Prior to that, he had a win over Alonzo Menefield. He clearly is a muscular guy. When you think of like what he brings to the table, what are you expecting come fight night?
I'm prepared to get hit really hard. That's one of the things I went into the Alonzo Menefield fight with too, is, you're going to get hit hard and you're going to have to get through it and grind him out. But William Knight's very athletic. He's a smart guy. He's got power. But I think that's a little bit situational. I don't think he's going to go for it as much as like a Alonzo Menefield will, especially in this fight. He knows I have a gas tank. He knows I'm not going to quit. So I think he knows he has to be a little more, relax with it and actually fight a whole fight. It's not going to be easy to get me out of there, and he knows it.
So do you feel like this is one of those fights where you're just going to kind of grind him down and win a decision, or do you envision maybe you can get him out of there and submit him or even finish him?
I'm going to have to do both. I'm going to grind him out, and I definitely believe I can put him away. That we've been working at a lot and just kind of getting back to my true form. I used to do this all the time. This is how I got in the UFC, grinding people out, breaking them, whether they quit or I hurt them. It's my game, and we've been getting back to it.
Can't wait for this one, man. I'm excited to see you back in action in the octagon. It's been way too long. Again, April 16th, UFC 206.
I got teeth.
What's that?
And I have teeth.
Last
time I didn't have teeth after the last fight.
Yeah. What ended up happening with that? What was that process like?
So after the fight, the dentist, she just pulled them back into place, and the gum line, then wired it, anchored it to the other ones. And I think they were healed in a couple months, I think 2-3 months.
Have you been through anything more painful than that?
Yeah, when I broke my face, broken orbital against Alonzo Mendenfield. That was probably hurt a little bit more.
Okay. Well, the teeth looks good. The teeth looks good. You're looking good, man. I think you're ready for a big show on April the 16th. I did want to just ask you before I let you go. I mean, what's your activity level like this year? Are you hoping to get in there multiple times, or are you wanting to get full camps and kind of extend it out a little bit?
Kind of whatever happens, go fight by fight and see how this fight goes. Nowadays it's hard to get out of a fight without an injury, but we're gonna hope for that. Hopefully it's a quick, easy fight where I'm not limping away or anything like that. So yeah, if it goes well and I'm healthy afterwards, I would love to fight, soon, at least another one this year. Last year I only had one fight and that was kind of rough. So it kind of just takes you out of it, and it's kind of a frustrating deal sitting on the sidelines for one reason or another. Last year was because of COVID. I had COVID in my camp leading up to the first time I was matched up against Cutelaba.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, it's really exciting to see you back in there, man. Always great talking to you. Before I let you go, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where to follow you on social media. And if you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
Yeah, Brown Bear UFC on Instagram. That's mainly what I use. But I just want to say thank you, everyone, for following me and watching me fight. The best is yet to come.
Awesome, man. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Look forward to chatting with you again soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.